I'm Oral Hershiser, and I am on the Blue Review. Hey, this is Sean Green. You're watching the Blue Review.
Hey, a celebratory bendy on a Tuesday morning. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Blue Review presented by LAX. I'm Marcas Grant. That is Greg Bergman. And, same two teams, same result, sort of. I guess just a lot more emphatic this time.
Yeah, same result and who was winning, but not the same result in what the score was, because that was just an utter beat down from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, the Dodgers go up to Toronto, game one of a 3-game set against the Blue Jays, and what's being billed as a World Series rematch. And to Greg's point, look nothing like the World Series. The Dodgers run off and hide with a 14-2 win, just dominating from every moment from start to finish in that one. And so they'll get together and try it again tonight. But of course, we're going to talk about that. We're also going to let you know that the Blue Review is powered by LAX. We're taking off. Learn more about all the incredible changes happening now at LAX by going to lawa.org/ESPN. So before we get into that, you were teasing before the show that you have a special gift or trinket or something that you want to show off to us? Yes.
So yesterday we had a partner golf tournament. It wasn't a tournament. We were just playing golf with a bunch of the partners here at ESPN LA, just basically saying thank you, playing golf at Pacific Palms. And it was really nice. I played with Steven Hernandez, if you know Steven Hernandez from Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, a big partner with the morning show, and they provide the morning wood in the morning with their hardwood. But Steven gave me a little trinket, and I think this thing is really, really cool. It's a keychain, and it's Andy Pajes running.
Oh, that's awesome!
How cool is this thing, right?
So awesome!
This thing is amazing.
That's sweet. Wow.
I have it on my keychain, but I'm going to take it off and I'm leaving it in my office eventually. But because I don't want it to get, it's really thin up here, so I don't want it to knock off and fall out. But this thing's amazing.
That's awesome.
How cool is that?
Very cool. That is super, super cool. And perfect timing, obviously, with the Dodgers back in Toronto, the site of where that amazing collision happened. Wow, that's great. That is really cool.
So thank you, Steven Hernandez. That was awesome. Thank you.
For sure. All right, so let's get to what happened last night at Rogers Center, where things got started in a hurry. A home run by Teoscar Hernandez in the first inning put the Dodgers up 2-0, and it just kind of kept rolling from there. Greg, I don't know about you, but I'm old enough to remember when people were upset about the Dodger offense and calling for firings of some of the staff there, notably hitting coach Robert Van Scoyoc. Seems like those takes have aged poorly.
Aging poorly. So remember I was telling you I'm doing these TikTok videos just to kind of promote the show. I just say something about what happened in the game, and I say, and make sure we talk about it with myself and Marcas Grant every morning at 6:30 a.m., blah, 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 blah. And somebody today on last night's video put, it's just because the Dodgers are playing really bad pitching right now. Come on, man. What are we doing here? Maybe if this was the Rockies or even the Giants right now, we could be saying that it was just bad pitching. Now, the pitching hasn't been great, but at the same time, this is a really good team. This is a really, really good baseball team and pretty close to healthy. Obviously, the Mookie part of it hurts. And also, it just drives me insane that people always finding whatever little excuse they possibly can.
I don't understand. I mean, I guess I do understand, but you look at this lineup up and down, right? Even with no Mookie Betts, you got Shohei, you've got Kyle Tucker, who the whole world was upset about that the Dodgers signed, Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, Teoscar. Just look at the names in this lineup, and you believe they're going to hit. Yes, the first week was frustrating, right? They weren't scoring a ton of runs.
It was the first week.
It's the first week, right? It was really, really frustrating. But if you were going to believe that was somehow what it was going to be with this team for 6 months, then you're kidding yourself. So now everybody's starting to hit at the right time. And yeah, okay, maybe they are taking advantage of some less than great pitching. Max Scherzer leaving early certainly threw a wrench in everything for the Blue Jays, without a doubt. I love the entire MLB watching the Dodgers. I mean, but again, Shohei has gotten hot. 3 home runs in the last 4 games. Pages is hitting well. Dalton Rushing. Can we talk about Dalton Rushing for a minute?
Of course.
Amazing. I mean, this is a guy who last year, coming into this year, we were saying Dalton Rushing has to hit. He wasn't obviously going to get a lot of opportunities. Will Smith is going to be the primary catcher there. When he did play last year, the bat really didn't do much. But man, this last few games, Dalton Rushing has come to life, and now he looks like the prospect that we thought he was going to be. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, it really has. And I mean, prospects aren't always, they don't hit just right away, right? It's not always that they just come in and like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. Like Joe Adell was somebody with the Angels that was like, he was hitting right off the bat. You're like, oh my God, this guy's going to be phenomenal. And
you mean defensive genius Joe Adell, that one?
Yeah, well now he's a defensive genius. Like three in one game, robbing 3 home runs. That was crazy. Yeah. It took him a really, really long time to even get to this point. So, I mean, guys aren't going to be great right away, but now you're looking at a team where Dalton Rushing is a homegrown kid. Will Smith, homegrown kid. Andy Pages, homegrown kid. All of those Dodgers just buy players. Some of these guys are starting to hit now, and it's starting to look like maybe they kind of know what they're doing. But Dalton Rushing last night, and even the day on Sunday too, he has 4 home runs and is like last 3 home runs in his last 5 swings.
Yeah,
he's been on nothing but a tear right now. So it's good to see him do that because he was struggling a little bit last year.
Yeah, I mean, as we sit here right now, the Dodger leaders in home runs this season, Shohei Ohtani, yeah, sure, okay. Freddie Freeland, sure. Andy Pages, I can buy into that. Dalton Rushing, all with 3 home runs.
And in like 4 games? How many games has he actually played? He doesn't play very much.
He's played 3 games. Yeah. He's played 3 games, has 3 home runs. Including the 2 he had last night. So that's been fantastic. Shohei, of course, as we always mention, a Costco player. He's starting to hit his home runs in bulk again. Andy Pages has just been on fire all season long. A team leading 18 hits. In fact, nobody else has more than 12. So that tells you sort of where Pages is right now. And Freddie Freeland getting hot as well. So the offense is just sort of clicking. Do we want to have the Alex Freeland conversation now, or do we want to table that for later?
Let's. I'm going to get to the Alex Freeland conversation.
Okay.
I do think it's a very important conversation,
okay.
And since we're doing this all the time, we have to talk about the bad stuff. But there's a couple things in there. Freddie Freeman, you said that he had 3 home runs, and he could have had 6 by now.
Right.
In the first series, he hit everything to the warning track, and it just wasn't getting over the wall. And now they're starting to get over the wall. He could have been having one of the greatest starts of his career right now. So what he's been doing has been great. Andy Pages also, I don't know. I don't have enough good things to say about Andy Pages. He's doing it with the bat. He's so much more patient at the plate. He's letting pitches go by that he used to swing out of his shoes on. And then defensively, he's been one of the best defenders out there. He's a legit center fielder that is somebody that could win a Gold Glove out there. So you're looking at a bunch of guys right now that are just playing incredibly well. And it's still early on. I get that. And so that's, it's just a couple of games, but 14 and 17, you got 14 runs on 17 hits. There's so many. How often do you see 10 hits in 2 runs? That's just a great all around game from them.
Well, and you put that on the back of the series in Washington. So far, 4 games on this road trip, they have scored 45 runs combined. So yeah, okay. Again, back to they're facing bad pitching. Okay, maybe, but they are thumping that bad pitching. So I think there's something to be said for that. Also, we talk about Pages. I know he wasn't necessarily considered a prospect, but I think to your point, this is essentially season number 3 for him, and it's we saw the light bulb sort of come on, especially defensively last year. It looks like the light bulb has come on offensively so far this year. Granted, we're 9 games into the season, 10 games into the season. So there's still a long way to go, but it does look like a different Andy Pages at the plate. And so, yeah, it takes guys some time to sort of figure this thing out. I mean, I don't know if you know this, Greg. Hitting a baseball is hard. It's a hard thing to do.
Not easy, and he's going to go through a slump. And it's an early season hot streak, and hopefully it sticks around for as long as it possibly can. He's not going to hit 474 for the entire season, so there's going to be some ups and downs with him. But he just looks so much better at the plate, and I think it's going to really help to see him move forward into this. I mean, again, we've talked about it before, but Dave Roberts called him his pick to click.
Yeah.
Season, and he definitely is right now, and I don't see it slowing down a ton, but it will slow down a little bit.
Yeah,
just Alex for them if you want.
Well, I was gonna talk pitching first, just because Justin Wrobleski got the start yesterday in the first inning. Was a little bit rough, gave up a run, had the bases loaded before he finally worked out of it. But after that, he really just locked in the rest of the way. Goes 5 innings, gives up just 2 hits, 1 run, 4 walks. Not great, just the 2 strikeouts. But I really do think after he wobbled a little bit in the first inning, getting out of that, it just looked like he just got a lot more comfortable and settled in. I mean, it was his first start of the year as well.
Yeah, first start of the year. When he's the second, so this is what happened before, right? Remember, I forgot, was it against the Diamondbacks or was it against Cleveland? When he came in and he had 2 strikes, I think it was against Cleveland, and he had 2 outs and 2 strikes, and it just gave up a bunch of runs. And so now he was kind of going through that same thing. It's all about how you come out of those moments, and he seemed to be still confident coming out of the Cleveland matchup, but even more so here. The fact that he can get himself out of his strikeout stuff wasn't there last night. He typically is in the higher range, like 5+ of strikeouts. He was not getting the swing and miss that he typically was, but he's getting a ton of soft contact. And I think overall, I'd rather get soft contact than just these like seeing eye singles and hard hit balls that are getting caught. I'd rather see the soft contact. Much easier to get outs that way.
Definitely easier to get outs. And if you are pitching to contact, to soft contact, a lot of times you can see guys be more efficient because you're not always going deeper in counts. I mean, if you are striking a lot of guys out, you are necessarily having to throw at least 3 pitches in every at bat. Soft contact, you can get guys out earlier in the count and maybe keep that pitch count down. So 78 pitches through 5 innings for Wrobleski last night, and just kind of a welcome addition now that the Dodgers are kind of going with a 6-man. It looks like he's going to be the guy for the foreseeable future. We'll see how this goes with everybody else in the rotation. All right. I guess we sort of stalled it long enough. We do have to get to the Alex Freeland conversation. I will start by saying something nice, is that Alex Freeland's defense has been very good.
Very good.
Alex Freeland's offense, Greg, not so much.
So Alex Freeland had 2 hits in his first games. In the very first game of the season, he had a home run and a double. And you're like, okay, Alex Freeland, check this out. And he was supposed to be the guy that's supposed to walk all the time, and he's going to get on base, and that's it. Alex Freeland has been nothing short of abysmal at the plate. And it's, again, so like if we're talking about how great Pages has been at the plate and early on in the season, it's still very early for Alex Freeland, so you can't kill the guy just yet, but he has been terrible at the plate. He's not walking. He's striking out a bunch. He's just – in last night's game, basically everybody had 2 hits if they were a starter. I think everybody did have at least 2 hits. No, Kyle Tucker only had 1, but he scored 3 runs, so that's okay. But everybody else at least had a hit and scored a bunch of runs. Alex Freeland was 0 for 5.
Yeah.
He was 0 for 5, and that's just not going to be acceptable like this. Like that's the type of thing that you look and you're like, okay, where are soft spots in the lineup? That's the soft spot in the lineup. Now, like you mentioned, his defense has been phenomenal. He made a couple of great plays at second base yesterday to not let a couple of ball go through. Probably helps save runs from being scored. But the fact is, what he's doing at the plate is just a problem. Now, I don't know how long it's going to last. Maybe he'll break out of it. Maybe it's just an early season slump. But he was already told he's going to get a long runway, especially with Tommy Edman not till the back of May. But I don't know, man. This is a bad look right now for Alex Freeland.
Yeah, I mean, he's absolutely struggling at the plate. Looks sort of lost at the plate at times, and
Wow.
I think we saw it a little bit last year too when he came up, where just was not really comfortable. I will also say I feel like, and I don't know, I'd have to like dig into this and break this down, but it does seem like he feels a little bit more comfortable hitting from the left side than he does from the right side. Not that, again, neither side has been particularly great, just the 3 hits all year long.
Did he walk more on the right side?
Maybe. I mean, he's had 3 walks, just the 3 hits. The good and bad of it is, you mentioned he's going to get a long runway. They're waiting on Tommy Edman, waiting on Mookie Betts, although there was a positive report from Mookie Betts via Bill Plunkett saying that Mookie said that he feels better already, that it feels less severe than 2018 when he had an oblique strain that kept him out for a few weeks. So, take that for what it's worth. We still have to sort of see the recovery process happen, but it's already good that Mookie says he's feeling better. But either way, with Mookie out, with Tommy Edman out, Freeland's going to play. There's going to be a 3-man weave between Freeland, Ha-Seong Kim, who, by the way, had an amazing over-the-shoulder catch yesterday.
Wow.
And then Miguel Rojas. So they'll all kind of be involved. So Freeland's going to get his opportunities to get at bats. It's up to him now to sort of kind of make the most of those opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, so it's for Freeland. I just, hopefully it is just that early season thing. But Ha-Seong Kim, I would, just because you mentioned him, another guy that came up, was doing really well in AAA, and then came up and people were clamoring for him to be. I was actually surprised that Kim wasn't the starting second baseman and Freeland was, because they liked what Freeland did by walking more, but Kim showed you exactly why you want him on this roster. He legged out a single. He had that amazing catch that Carlo just put up, which was phenomenal. Very Willie Mays-esque situation right there. Like he is also a very good defensive player. And the speed that he brings, he legged out an infield single that, most guys are not going to be doing. I really like what Ha-Seong Kim can do, and especially if he can start hitting lefties and he can start learning to be able to hit the high velocity. Look at Will Clark. Oh my God, that was amazing. So if he starts doing the things that he was not doing last year, which was still his first year, still being young, then Ha-Seong Kim could be the guy that when Mookie does come back, maybe he takes over at second.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's still very much in the cards, depending on how things sort of shake out. Looking in the chat, Perks of Being Isaac said, we had a full season of Conforto, leave Freeland alone. Right? You know what? When you put it that way, when you put it that perspective, sure. I mean, look, Alex Freeland is a young guy. What is he, 24 years old, sort of just getting his feet wet in the major leagues. So, I don't want to sound like we're making out to be a hopeless cause, whatever. But right now, he's not hitting. He is kind of the soft spot in the lineup. Defensively, he's certainly playing well enough to be here. But again, we got 6 months of these shows. We're gonna point out the things that aren't going well right now, and that's sort of not going well right now.
No.
Tonight,
real fast. Last thing on Alex Freeland. He is not my villain, not yet. Like, and also, he's just such a young guy. It's tough
so
to
young, right?
I know it's not in there, but in the chat, no one said anything. But when I see leave Freeland alone, I think, who's your villain for this year? And Alex Freeland currently is not my villain, especially because of how young he is, and he's probably not going to stick around that as long as maybe like a guy like Conforto was last year. And Vezia was obviously how long he sticks around, but he's not there. He probably won't ever be there because they can just send him down. But he's kind of on the verge of it just because of how bad he is offensively, and there's nobody else. But I don't want to force it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, look, man. If no villain naturally emerges, then maybe that's just what it is. Maybe we could be. Again, to your point, don't force it. It has to sort of happen organically. And
I need my own pick to click.
You do. Which every time I hear that, I just think of the old White Sox broadcast, Hawk and Wembley. Who's your pick to click, Hawk?
Yeah.
Tonight, game 2 of the series, it is Yoshinobu Yamamoto going back to the site of his greatest Major League Baseball triumph, going against Kevin Gossman. We talked about this. You and I talked about this yesterday. I talked about it a little bit with DeMarco on the air. Does Yama get the biggest boos? I didn't really get to hear a lot of the game. I was watching it from the studio, so I couldn't have a lot of the audio on. Miguel Rojas actually didn't play yesterday, except he came into pitch.
Yeah, I think that's kind of an important thing. I mean, how big is that before you get to Yama? The fact that Miguel Rojas closed out the game as a pitcher.
Yeah, well, it's funny too because by the time it happened, I think most of the Blue Jays fans had left, so they weren't really there to see it.
Yeah, you better leave it 14-1. I think.
Yeah,
we would all be gone.
I'm not sticking around for that. So, but I'm curious whether it's Yama that gets the biggest boos after what he did in game 6. Well, even game 1, but certainly game 6 and 7. Or is it going to be Miguel Rojas if he plays and comes to the plate? Like, I'm curious who the Blue Jays fans are holding most of their frustrations towards.
Yeah, I mean, Yamamoto, if it has to be anybody, it should have been Miggy Rowe. But I think Yama gets a very big portion of that because of what he did. I mean, he had one of the greatest World Series performances for a pitcher ever. I mean, that's including like Madison Bumgarner is up there with him. There's going to be, guys like that earlier Dodgers, Sandy Koufaxes, Don Suttons, like those kind of type of guys that had great games. But Yama should be that guy because back-to-back games and going an extra 4 and everything Yama did just solidified me that, guess what? The guy's an ace. Just even if on the MLB network they don't think he's an ace, he is 1,000% an ace.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's been pretty good so far. I don't even think he's been at his best this season, but he has been good. We'll see if the Dodgers can score runs for him tonight. His first start, they put up 8 runs. His next start was more like what he's used to seeing, where they don't really score any runs. So we'll see which version of the Dodger offense comes out tonight, if it's the one that is still hot or the one that, got kind of handcuffed by the Guardians earlier in the week. But
SK Wonderful in the chat says Tucker got booed super loud. Yeah, why? I mean, because
they thought they were signing him.
Was he? I forgot. Was he in the offseason? Were they trying to sign him?
They were trying to sign him. I think it was. I don't think it got quite as close as Shohei. I don't think there were any plane trackers showing him heading up to Toronto. But I think Blue Jays fans thought they had a legit shot at Kyle Tucker, and so that's why he got.
I thought the Mets were trying for. I don't remember, but yeah.
So that's what that is all about. In the meantime, Dodgers right now a 3-game lead over the rest of the division. 3 games up on the Diamondbacks and the Padres. Rockies 4 games back. Giants 5.5 games back. The Tony Vitello experiment not going well.
Do you think it goes all season, the Tony Vitello experience? It's early, but the 4 in a row, being 3 and 8, and just looking terrible.
See, I don't even think it's so much that it's I don't know if you saw his comments the other day. He challenged the play at first base that was very clearly the umpire had very clearly gotten right, and they challenged it and they lost. And then when he was asked about it in post game, he basically conceded that he knew the umpire was right, but that he has a history. He starts going back through his college coaching days about all the times he encountered a play like this and how he's lost games and how he lost a Big 12 championship or something like that on those kind of plays. And even threw out a random comment about how he once in a game called the other team cheaters. I mean, it's just kind of a weird, like, what are we even talking about sort of rant from him. So I think more than the Giants just being bad, and I think they've got a minus 25 run differential. I think it's just, if he keeps going bizarre things like this and talking about his days as a college coach, that might be worse than anything that happens on the field for him.
Because, major leaguers and professionals, they always want to hear about your time, what your experiences with college players. That really ingratiates you with those guys because you're really on their level at this point. Hey, when I was talking about this thing that you didn't even go to, right. So good that you didn't even make it to a college, you decided to go pro right away. That or came from somewhere else and came straight over here. Like, wow, that is. The guy's not going to make it the whole year. I don't think. You think All-Star break? You think like August?
I mean, I think he'll get to like August. I think he'll get through the All-Star break, but I came into this saying that either this is going to look like a stroke of genius by Buster Posey, or it's going to be an outright disaster. And through a week and a half, it is outright disaster. It is what it is.
I mean, maybe he does something, but like right now, this has Jace Tingler vibes all over it.
Couldn't happen to a more deserving bunch than the San Francisco Giants. Yeah.
Oh, poor Giants.
That's too bad. That's a shame. Anyway, what is not a shame is that the Dodgers are rolling, and they will try to keep it rolling against the Blue Jays tonight. 4:00 first pitch from Rogers Center. We'll be back here tomorrow to talk all about that. We appreciate you, as always, hanging out with us here on the Blue Review presented by LAX. Thanks to Carlo for your production assistance, getting us up and on. Thanks to everybody in the chat for coming, hanging out with us. Stick around for the Sedano and Cap morning extravaganza coming up right here on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. In the meantime, for Greg, I am Marcus. We'll see you tomorrow, 6:30 to 6:55. Prof has a false start. Okay, now we're going. For real. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah.